Yo, what up, y'all? It's Big. We here with Say That Shit on Thursday. Today we are talking about some great things, and we got the ladies. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
All right, we got our audience, and we ready to go. We got Kenecia, what up? We got Shanika, what up?
Serita.
Yes.
It's
Serita,
okay.
what up? Shay, what up? We got Tay and I'm Vic, and let's get into it.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm setting this up to public. I don't know why this thing just doesn't do it on its own. I hate it.
It's okay. Technology is a gift and a curse.
It
That's
is.
what it usually is.
Is it still echoing?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
The bootleg studio.
Uh-uh.
Nah, in the basement. In the basement.
Crew.
I got my cup.
That's
Y'all
where-
see my cup? Listen.
That's where the best happens.
No,
That cup is
so
how y'all doing tonight?
Wonderful.
right. It was
Great.
a good little week. Oh, I gotta do a shout out to my best friend. Drip on the lip. Hey girl. A die on the fit. Hey girl. Support your friends. Hey,
Yeah.
y'all.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once.
Busy woman.
I am.
Which taps into us tonight. You know, this will not be a man bashing session, fellas. I know that's what y'all think this is, but this ain't that. Tonight we are going to be talking about
Women being an asset or a liability. And the rules of engagement tonight are, that's why I was excited about it being a little different tonight, y'all. So we got a round table of women, and the rules of engagement tonight are neither of us can male bash or blame men for anything we discuss tonight. It has to be women only accountability night. In the event that someone does blame or bash, we have these buzzards here. Did y'all hear that? So we stop them right in their tracks, hold them accountable right away, and we'll let them finish their statement. However, we'll hold them accountable thereafter. All right. And the men will do this next week. So shout out to Warren and Derek for the challenge next week.
yes.
And then we'll regroup in August and talk about it. But yeah, let's get into it. All right. So asset or liability, how do we come now, ladies?
I absolutely think we're coming as assets. I
Pretty
think women, we are really on our, shit. We're more focused. Unfortunately, we didn't turn into, we the man and the woman in the household, the mama, the daddy, everybody. And no knock against anybody, because again, we're not man bashing, but it's just at this point where we have to step in and, get it done. So with that being said, we are really focused on our careers and our children and, trying to have it all. Let's talk about that. We
Pretty
educated. We really trying to get it done out here. So shout out to us for, always wanting more for ourselves. But I definitely think we, as a mindset, we are definitely trying to be an asset, if it's for us or our partner, or
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna also say though too, we also got to define what an asset actually is though before we can go any further, because I feel like
everybody think they asset. Come on,
right, because the thing is about is that oftentimes we might think because we have all these accolades and things like that we feel that's an asset, but that's not actually an asset. It's really being able to go ahead and provide like that safe space, that area where you can be vulnerable, where you can go ahead and build and then be able to go ahead and move from there. But in order to get to that spot, you got to go ahead and handle your own shit though too. You got to make sure you heal that shit and actually recognize, okay, you know what? Maybe I do got some daddy issues, which we're not blaming men. Because daddy's man.
Mm-hmm.
But, being able to go ahead and look at those things and be like, hey, you know what? I did have this happen to me. I didn't acknowledge that this occurred. And now I'm projecting this onto the next person. So it's really just being able to go ahead and recognize those pieces.
And I think that's an excellent point that you said, that knowing self, because there are times where, like you said, people think because they have all these accolades that means that, but it's from the outside in. You can be the most beautiful woman in the world, but what if you don't feel that way on the inside, or you have your own issues within self? Because I'm sure we all know somebody that has a lot, and you look at them like, oh my God, your life is great, but there is something missing within them, and they don't feel beautiful, or they don't feel, they have that bit of insecurity. So I think that's a great point that you made, that, just self accountability too. Sometimes we be thinking we assets and we'll get over them daddy issues.
Right. No,
Or
true.
emotional trauma.
It goes with when you in a relationship, it's something you really have to look at because you really want the person to be what you're not. So it's like what I'm missing out on, I need the other person to be that. So when it comes to being an asset, it's specific, like you said. It's not just, one thing. It's a lot of specifics that come with that. Can you fulfill the things that I've been missing out on? Or can you understand the things that I've been through? Somebody, just because you like that person a certain way, you're attracted to that person, whatever, don't mean they understand certain things that you go through. We've been raised differently. We've raised in different households, down south, up north, whatever, East Coast, whatever.
Other countries.
Yeah,
I'm a first generation American.
So it's different for everybody. So it gotta fit. It gotta fit. So asset is way bigger than the surface of it, definitely.
Absolutely, I agree. I think it's super unfortunate when you come in believing you're an asset just based on your background, right? And that's all you have to offer. And then now you don't even know how to build or grow with your partner because that's all you had, So what do you think about in situations like that when a woman comes, she's feeling like she's everything, right? I'm bringing you stuff you don't know about, but now it's over. It happened so fast, right?
Right. Well, I'm even just piggybacking off of what you're saying too, even looking at the factors of, and I'm just trying to think here because of an example where you might think you have all these things, but in reality, you haven't worked through a lot. Yeah. And so I'm just trying to think of it because I know you said the same thing to you. Like I'm thinking, for example.
Yeah, like you really not hitting on nothing. Like you really thinking you coming like I'm the shit. And it's really ain't.
It's like, right.
It ain't mean
that's
nothing.
like for celebrities. They feel like just because they in that position, you feel like you got it all. You got the money, you got the lifestyle. And that's not just celebrities. It's people in the city who feel like they
or
on
even
top of the world.
looks,
but a person
in a certain way.
Exactly.
Right.
But a person,
or the ones that
not
think
looking
that
at that.
kitty cat get their way.
That's
that right there.
Too.
The ones that done got their way through life because of that.
Yeah.
Ooh, child.
And then
them be the ones that the most.
And then they don't have nothing else to offer.
Yeah.
They think, well, let's even talk about music now and everything. Everybody listens to all these songs that about these women talking about getting all this stuff out of men, but they bosses. That don't even make sense. So your goal is to get a man out of everything he got, but you saying you a boss all because you got a pretty face and you didn't bought this body, or not even bought, because we have a lot of natural beautiful women too. But what else are you bringing to the table? I mean, there are a lot of men out here that really got it together, and at the end of the day, no man want a woman that got her hand out 24/7. You got to come with something.
Well, I think, and this isn't a bash to men because they're visual creatures.
No.
They're visual creatures. So I think that society has made a lot of women believe that that's all they have to do is have a body and look a certain way, dress a certain way, and that's it. So.
Well, because like you said,
want to show.
Yeah, so they're visual creatures.
So they are.
So a lot of women do take major risks to have the parts that they want.
But then they're also still covering up those insecurities and things like that as well too. And I was actually
what I was
right when I was gonna
insecurity.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna also mention too is that even looking at people. So for example, if you're a person that, you've been taking care of home, you've been doing all these things, you've been taking care of your family, and you are a very independent person, it can be very difficult to switch that off when you're getting into a relationship, when you have a person that, is also now can contribute and can do those things because you're so used to doing them that you're like, well, hold on. Cause you look at you like, well, hold on, babe. Like I got this. And you'd be like, but I'm so used to having this that you got to be able to learn how to also be able to fall back.
Yeah, I don't do that part.
Well,
so is that the submissive piece that the men talk about?
I definitely.
But it depends on if you're a leader though.
And here's
it's
the thing,
a little,
you got to know how to balance
it. We just, like she said, we have been doing it and been handling for so long that it's just like, but listen, hey, I am not one of those.
No, I think it's about creating a safe place because we're talking about.
Come on over.
We're talking about like somebody taking you to restaurants, taking you to dates and things like that versus them taking care of things. You know what I mean? So it's a safe place to know that you're going to do that consistently, right?
Right.
And if I don't have that, then it's kind of like, I can't really trust you like that. You know what I mean? So,
but then it's also communication though too,
Facts.
because you gotta be able to go ahead and actually communicate what you want. Because oftentimes we're just assuming, and it's like you can't sit.
Not
there
to
and
get free
assume
sessions,
that-
but what do you think about this one?
No, I think you made a good point, because as women, that is our thing. We do assume that they should know, or that's
Automatically true,
automatically like, oh, and then we'll come back and say, well, I'm not like every other woman. Well, girl,
which one is
it? Because you're not like, okay, so you're not like every woman, so that means that he don't know. You got to do something different, so you have to explain it to him and talk to him and tell him what it is that you need, or your needs, or your wants, so that he know.
I mean, I think that's too before having sex. Can we talk about that? So,
I think it's before and after having sex.
I think before, but I think things drastically change after you have sex. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think
You don't hear me as loud as you
out of
would.
the
It depends
thing.
on how it
I think
goes,
if we
too.
keep sex out of the equation for a certain amount of time, that might show a lot too.
So what's a certain amount of time? Because see, I don't want to be
just
wasting time, and I didn't put this effort in, and then you trash. I'm not bashing, but let's get.
I definitely understand.
See,
And
now
you
we
know,
can go a whole nother session with that topic.
Hello?
Because I think I
But
made
we
a
ain't
post
gonna-
about that. Asking married or in a relationship, how long did they wait?
Oh yeah, I
But that's
talked about that
situational,
recently too. Like,
It
how
is
long-
very
That's so
situational, because
situational.
it's all about a vibe. It is all
Is
about
it, though?
a vibe.
I don't know
I think
about
it's-
no vibes.
I think it's about a vibe.
I think it's more or less, do you know yourself?
And the
I'm just gonna
connection.
say it's a character thing. It's
Mhm.
totally like, how do you treat people that you feel is beneath you?
Because you can
Like,
pretend to be a vibe though. You know what I mean? Until you get it, and
Well, I
then you
don't
like,
know. You can't pretend to be no vibe.
yes, you can. You
Because
can pretend to be a vibe.
it's you can look and be like,
We can't
It depends
say,
on, I think, like
Yeah.
those dates. It depends on how
Right.
you dating. That's
I
why
don't
I
know.
think going, if you're a person that goes out and kick it, I think that's the environment you need to see that person in.
Yeah.
Because for me, you being drunk
yeah.
and how you act when you're drunk is a big turn off for me. So if I know I'm not going to be attracted to you after some point, I don't want to end up going to bed with you, and now I don't like you because
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's true.
saying.
I like
I don't
that.
like how
That's
you
true.
act.
That's
But
very
But
true.
also
You know
feel
what I'm
like-
saying? So indifferent, like they said in that movie. I got to see you in the light of day.
I was just gonna say that
You
you gotta
gotta
see. I gotta see all
I
your
gotta
seasons.
see, even though it could take years to see all seasons, though.
True.
Yeah,
You know what
but-
I'm saying? Different situations, things that happen in your life, it could take forever. So it's like, how much do you need, though? And I
Yeah.
think that might have been one of my questions. How much do you need to know
Mhm.
if
Yeah.
you're going
Well, maybe
Go
we
to
should get
bed
off
with
into
her.
the bag before we get
Get off into the
before
bag.
we talk about
before
everything.
you go, before you won't go?
Oh, that's true.
I think I shorted it.
Here, will you start? So we go around.
All right.
So we're pulling questions out the bag that we all wrote down to discuss tonight. So it's things that we don't hold our female friends and family accountable for that we should.
Hey. Oh, I like this one. All right. Refusing to be submissive because you are the breadwinner. I like that. How y'all feel about that?
That I feel like it's
I
some
don't
trauma.
put it back.
I was gonna say I feel like there's some trauma associated with that, because it could be a situation where you might have, and I'm going all the way back with it.
Mhm.
It could be something from childhood that you're used to seeing your mother or whoever struggling and everything like that. So now you got to the point where, okay, I'm taking care of things, I'm doing good, but not being able to go ahead and recognize that, hey, this person that you're with still has other qualities that they can also contribute outside of monetarily. So you got to kind of pull the money part out of it. But when you're so used to that, that can be a difficult thing to do.
Mm-hmm. I agree
That's
with
a
that.
good point. I think that's a good point. Absolutely.
Okay, look, say the question one more time because I got it. My
You
mind,
got
think
my
that's
mind
what
was
we
on the
gotta
road.
bring
My
it
mind was
back.
on the
Bring it
road. It was
back.
on the road.
Let's run it back.
Run it back. Run that thing back.
Run that thing back. Refusing to be submissive because you're the breadwinner. How you feel about that?
I don't know. You got to show me you can handle it. You just got to show me you can handle
Special guest.
it. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't.
And let's go around. I think that's a good idea. Let's
Well,
all go around and voice our opinion about it.
You just got to show me that you can handle it. I'm not about to step from where I was at and allow you to do that if you haven't shown me in your own life that you're responsible and accountable for your stuff and own your stuff at
Okay.
that.
Yes.
And because I just feel like men should always have something. You should not do nothing and not like you always should be having something on the back. Oh,
mm,
that ain't bad bashing.
mm.
We just got something.
But I'm just saying in a
We're assuming they
relationship,
have something.
Yeah, in a relationship though, you can't expect for me to literally allow you to just run this ship. If I've been running all the time, if you don't have the character, the tools to do it. So I'm watching that.
So to challenge you, why would you continue to date someone that hasn't shown you that? So we're even getting to the conversation of submission if they haven't shown you that.
I mean, people do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not about you. This is accountability night.
I ain't doing nothing.
Is it because
I don't got nobody.
Is that why?
You saying like, is you saying in general or you saying me? Because me, I ain't got together around here.
Why would one do that? Like, if you know that he hasn't shown you the proper things to get you to be submissive, why continue to date and prolong this situation?
Well, no,
it could be a lot of things. Like people don't like to be alone.
Well, that's an accountability situation.
People don't like to be alone, so they would accept anything that comes. So, that's a general.
That's a problem. That's a red flag.
It is a problem.
That's a red flag.
But that's what's really going on now.
No, that's what we're having this conversation because that's not a good thing.
It's not,
because now you're finding yourself talking and bashing your man everywhere because you settled, right?
Right.
Come on, what did you say?
Sure.
Because the coach already gave us
I just need him to be the leader. If he is the leader, rather I got the money, whoever got the money, as long as he's leading in the way that I'm comfortable with, I'm okay with being submissive. Even if I am bringing more money in. For me, I think my worst situation, I've been married before, so the worst thing for us was money stuff. So that's one thing that I have learned from. I mean, we tried everything we possibly can till we was going half and half. Who does that? You know what I'm saying, in a marriage. So that was just too structured for me. So it ended up, ultimately being it. But I learned a lot from that, as far as because I saw that before we got married.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I did see that. And I was in love with them. I've been knowing them a while. I was, it's still other assets to the relationship that kept me in the situation. And we tried everything we can try until we didn't have nothing to try no more. Mm-hmm. So at this point now, like, I'm not bitter about the situation as far as that, because I learned from it. But I just know now, I feel like what a man put into me is what I'm going to put out. So if you can lead, then let's do it. It's really a team as far as relationships.
I like the fact that you said with that you're comfortable. The fact that you feel that you're comfortable, because every situation is different. Like what's comfortable for you
may not be comfortable for her.
Me. Right. I like that. Come on,
exactly. Yep. So we had a question. I think we kind of answered it though, Chris. Wouldn't you know he could leave before y'all got in the relationship? So So just kind of like being aware of who you dating.
Right.
That's why I said don't add sex in nothing and put them to the test a lot, because that's pretty much what it's gonna lead to. Because once sex get involved, everything get foggy.
How much are you gonna try to find out before you have sex? What do you need?
And what's the time frame on that?
Yeah,
because listen, I'm not one of them girls. Like, remember back in the day? I hope my auntie ain't watching this. I'm not one of them girls. I'm finna be going 6-7 months to be trying to.
That's what I was about to say. I was about to say that
because I'm not wasting.
Get you out the way. Who's coming in?
I'm a waiter.
She said she moving on. She ain't playing. Ain't nobody got time for that.
But I be thinking later, like, am I missing out being that way?
No,
have I missed out being the way that I am? I'm stingy. I will take that time.
Yeah, I will too.
I'm not quick at all.
I think you need to date around. Date around. It's no reason.
We sleep around. Hold up. One man and thinking that's around. Whores out there.
Date
around.
Date. Yeah, not having sex. That's not.
We don't want to get it miscommunicated. Well, date around gets a little tricky too, because I'm really a lover, whether people know it or not, and I can't do the whole thing no more. I used to do it. Be able to do that, right?
Date. I still haven't started, but I want to, because it's like
I can't do that anymore because I be really just want my person.
You be digging on one person. That's because we getting older.
As you get older, you just be like,
I don't want to do this. Like,
we're not gonna settle.
But I think you kind of know also too, because of getting older and getting to know yourself, and you also know too if you can deal with people or not. Because I mean, I'm divorced myself too, so it's like I was in a whole like long-term relationship. 3 kids, whole 9, but then also recognizing too that I woke up one morning and was like, this ain't it at all. Like, I don't know myself. I don't know who I am. Like, I had all these, absolutely. So then being able to go ahead and wake up from that and be like, hey, now I know myself, so I know who I can deal with and who I can, and
Marcus,
who I
you
jive
gonna
with
wait
and who I
them 6
don't.
months.
And I could be like, yeah, this is not gonna
I
work.
appreciate
But is that
your
wrong of us
stories,
though for being that this ain't it? So
No, because
quickly.
it's having a communication and being like, hey, you know what? This is what's you know, the thing that's not gonna work for us.
We
Is
know
this,
that all the time.
is
But
this like
did you
the
do like
character? It's
Shay?
a character
Did you do
flaw.
like Shay and
Or
tried
if they
to
doing it.
tried everything first before you did that?
Yes,
Okay.
because I was married. I can break down the math and everything. Everybody in the comments can break down the math too. I was with my ex-husband from the time I was 15, so I was 33.
Okay.
Okay. And so we have 3 kids. We have a 23-year-old, about to be 17-year-old, and then also a 13-year-old. And so during that time frame, you know, I recognized, like I said, like we tried a lot of different things, and it just happened to be that we just could not jam with each other at the end of the day. Now we're amazing co-parents, like we're good, but I just know that relationship wise, I should not have stayed in that relationship because that wasn't for me.
I appreciate y'all
I got a
being
question.
able to talk about it with such grace, though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's
I'm
not
bitter
a.
about
That's
it
when
at
you
all.
get
I'm
over
not
it.
that
That's
I ain't never getting married again.
No,
I'm
was
not
because
that
you
nigga.
started
Look
so
at that.
young, and maybe that's what it was because he was all that you knew, or it's just you and y'all outgrew each other.
I would definitely say we outgrew each other, and it just was a factor of, you know, the growth wasn't there for us as far as we're growing together. We actually grew apart.
Yeah.
And then I also noticed like some flaws within myself and also some flaws within him as well. And we did couples counseling. We did the whole entire thing, and
Both
it just
of them.
was not.
Yeah.
It just was not, you know, for us, and that's okay.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Let me read
So
this
do
question
you
real
got-
quick. I'm
oh.
sorry.
I gotta write down.
I would have a little bit of trouble respecting my man to the level I want to if I'm the breadwinner.
I agree with her. Cause
I know you did. That's why I read it before you talked.
Yeah, that's why I said, that's why I said I agree with her. Cause I'm sorry.
So let me get in because I love stuff like that. So what? Okay, so what is being a breadwinner week? Because if you make 125,000 and he make 100,000, what does that mean?
Oh yeah, are you counting dollars or
Are you counting that exactly? Like what is? Because you make a little bit more, so that doesn't. He don't deserve. He not the man of the house because you make 20.
See, I'm a responsibility person, so I I'm like when bills come, I'm on it. Like stuff got to get paid. I'm serious on it. I got stuff written down. I know what's coming out on what check coming on. Like if you're not on that and you know that's the type of person I am, that's gonna be a problem for me. Because you
compromise.
it's not no compromising because where we gonna live if we ain't.
No, I'm saying compromising the fact of I grew to know that a lot of people don't know how to budget their money.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm saying compromise as in, hey baby, let me show you a different way.
Yes.
I know you used to pay your bills like that.
The only way that I'm only compromising if both of our checks going in an account together and then I can handle it.
So you can't show your man how to budget?
No, I don't trust that like that. They don't
show him how to budget his own.
He gonna know that. Well, I'm quite sure that's part
not
of it.
Show him your money. I'm not saying that. I'm saying show him how to get, because you two can't align if you can't share resources and thoughts and.
Well, now I'm with her about handling the finances.
I'm saying, listen, I'm big on the finances. I don't.
You can handle it, but why can't he know? Why can't he know?
Yeah, he'll know. I mean,
no, he would know because that would be a conversation that we're gonna talk about when we talk about finances and how we handle things. That's what I'm saying. After we have this conversation, if I tell you I'm up on it, like I want my bills paid on time, I don't play about none of that. We know what's coming out. Don't spend no money on no play nothing before it's our household taken care of first. Like we wouldn't make it nowhere.
No, I get that, but I think a lot of people, men and women, both have they don't have budgeting skills. So
I like okay.
Yeah.
So Marcus says this. He said, if a woman is the breadwinner, we win. Well, I mean, I see the people.
Kiki have one. I got to highlight.
How you see? Look,
because I'm the person.
I'm the person.
Listen, just control me.
I believe that over time you can lose your submissiveness, given his willingness to lead. That's a good one.
You said, wait, say it again.
So I believe over time you can lose your submissiveness, giving his willingness to lead.
I don't think so.
I think you can.
No.
If he keeps saying,
I think if he's leading, you could be submissive because he's.
She said you can lose your submissiveness, giving his willingness to lead.
But that's what we're saying. No, you wouldn't lose. If he's wanting to lead, that's the way it should be. You want him to lead. I wouldn't be less submissive because he's leading.
Well, maybe she's trying to say that what if he doesn't lead and you just lose your. What if she is? She said over time you can.
Well, yeah, because if he don't leave, you are gonna lose your submission because you stepping up front to get everything done and handle everything.
Or if you're wishy-washy in the leadership, because if you like one moment you like gung ho, and the next minute you like baby you got, it, and you're like, well, hold on, wait a minute, like which one is it? Like I need to know who's driving the bus right now. Like who's like what's going on?
Be consistent about your lead.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a question. Oh, no, go ahead. So, do you think when they have the 50-50 thing, is that possible to have a leader, or is it this is what we're doing together?
I don't respect any 50-50.
Me neither.
So that's one of the things that ended my marriage was when it got to the point of the 50-50. That was like the last resort because how? So my thing was I had a job where I worked for NPS. I was off in the summers and he had to cover them couple bills, you know, through the summer, whatever. And that man said to me when we went back to school that I owed him.
Yeah, that's financial abuse though.
It's like, come on now, did you lead or did you not lead? Like, how do I owe you as my husband?
You had a roommate at that point.
That was what I got to. So I'm like, what else can we possibly do after 50-50? Like, come on now, we can't even do that. You can't cover me through them couple months. You know what I'm saying? So that deaded it right
so
there.
Did you feel like
that
it was
the
selfish?
Beginning of who was selfish?
Did you feel like he was selfish in that, like when he did that? Did you feel like that was selfish? Okay, because I felt I would feel that way. Like you're very selfish.
Let's get out of that conversation.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
She was going to the upper room.
Right. You're doing great.
I appreciate it.
Next question.
Thank
Next
you.
question.
Let's go to another question.
Back in the we going out here. We going in there.
We going on the bag or we going in?
Let's read some of the comments.
Okay.
So, Drea, no, not a little bit more, like drastically more. Oh, she's saying as far as like the man having more money for her to be submissive. Hey, Krisha girl.
But also, like
this should be just leave down to him not having, because he might make more less than you, but he might like to share. It's all
he
about
might make less than you, but he
share.
could be smarter than you.
That's what I'm saying.
He could be the one that really know how to
handle the finances.
Really
Right.
Smarter than finances, though.
He
but
might
he
not
making
be
less.
like that though.
He might really know what he's doing though when it comes to that.
That's true.
Yeah, he might know what he's doing.
So Kendra said it's hard. It's hard when they are comfortable and stagnant, which is unattractive.
It is. You don't want to.
Hey, Kendra, you're bashing.
Oh, look, I was on it.
Kendra, we're out. Thank you for the comment. We're out.
I was on it. I'm like,
that was good.
He was all over it.
That was a setup. There you go. Now there you go. There you go.
All right. So Tyann says communication works until you're in a dark place, meaning going through whatever storm it may be. Ooh.
Yeah, but then you gotta communicate that though too.
Right.
So if you don't if you don't know what you don't know. So if you're in a relationship and you just like not talking and not saying anything, that goes back to, once again, you can't read somebody's mind.
I think that's a form of abuse too.
Yeah, can be.
Yeah, I think that's emotional abuse too. Because how am I supposed to know?
Serita up here coaching tonight.
You can want to read that one. That's the one you was trying to do, right?
Marcus, he said if a woman, I said that already. I read that one, didn't I?
Okay.
No.
If a woman is the breadwinner, sorry, y'all. If a woman is the breadwinner, we win, and I come with my own money. The amount of money shouldn't define respect. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
But respect as far as what? So do you feel that
Here, do you want to just press this button for yourself?
I didn't even say anything.
Just
I'm
for your-
like Kenecia is
That's for
get
her
her,
thought.
get her, Serita.
Just for your
just
thought.
saying. I feel like
Yeah, if money
the
determines.
settling. I just feel like the settling is over with us now. You know what I'm saying? It's
I don't think it's over.
No.
They're definitely out
No,
here settling.
I'm saying people still do it, but I'm saying like other groups and nationalities of women is taught to go for the one with the money. Why we feel like we can't? You know,
I mean, there's people who were raised that way. Mothers who've raised their daughters that way.
go for the money. Go for it.
go to that. He got the money.
Because love not gonna get you nothing.
I mean, my grandmother taught me not to talk
love is not enough. It's not gonna get you nothing.
Yeah, my grandmother was like,
and those
that.
are the same women who can't be without.
My baby is watching. Love is not enough.
But they can't be without a man. They always have a man because they're dependent upon them.
True. But then also the flip side of that though too is that when it comes to like for us, for people of color, we have a lot of trauma behind money. And so the thing about is like even going all the way back that we used to be currency. So when you think about the fact that we used to be currency, then on top of that, you know, women's rights and different things like that too, there's a lot that has to be, you know, kind of deconstructed first and then built back up to then be able to go ahead and have these conversations too. So that's the other flip side of it.
Oh, Coach. Listen, you was coaching tonight. Follow her, Serita. I'm about to be coaching.
Let's see this comment. This a long comment. What this comment say?
Oh, so basically, you guys were together. You would share your resources. You got put in a bind, and you were on unemployment and all of that, and you needed his assistance, and he didn't provide you the proper support.
So did you leave?
Basically, what I was saying.
Why did you?
But here's the thing:
you should have left
when they not stepping.
She should have left.
They supposed to.
But
she should have left right then and there.
Hey, we're not bad.
Okay, I'm just saying. She should have left.
But here's my question, right?
Left.
So, what I'm trying to figure out is. So you just figured that out? Because selfish is selfish. Like people show how selfish they are. I don't care how you date them, how you in it, because you know we all gonna meet the representative. Yeah. But as you date someone,
that selfishness gonna show.
No, it's levels to selfishness with women, right? When women perceive it. So we'll be like, he wouldn't do that. Like a lot of women have they in relationships with men and the men be treating them kind of bad, right? They have a baby with the man and they think that things gonna change.
Them baby
unfortunately, I know all men aren't bad fathers, but then he does the same thing he does to you with the baby.
Yeah.
Well, that's the rose-colored glasses.
Exactly.
And that's what the thing is like. You gotta. Yeah.
Wait. Back up. Rewind. Run it back to me again. What is it?
Rose-colored glasses.
Yes.
Look.
You gotta take them off.
What is Marcus talking about? What did he just say? What was that question?
Women are typically impulsive with money. Men are better savers. Okay.
Oh, I ain't met one yet. So
it's an
and opinions are like assholes. Everybody has
pretty
them.
Marcus, don't do that.
I'm definitely responsible.
Listen, you was all right for a
way
second.
more.
Listen, don't do it now.
Drea, I feel like men who don't make good money or have good money management skills are internally upset about that, and those frustrations seep into other parts of their lives. Drea, not today.
Oh, because I sure was finna go into something.
Listen,
but write that down. That needs to be one and have us on here.
For the record, I want to say that Sandra, she left. Exactly. Yes, I left, of course. I just want to put that up. She left. The bag, please.
Yeah. You got to.
That ain't the order that you're telling.
Oh, I thought we was gonna do.
Okay.
Oh, y'all want to pick one?
Yes, please.
Come on, Kenecia.
Y'all are great tonight. Y'all got great questions
This
and
is
feedback.
so good. I'm loving it. I know they sure not gonna be lit like ours.
Oh,
my bad.
Yeah, like wait a minute.
They're gonna be doing that all night.
Right. They really are.
Okay, it says, are you giving too much to a man too quick?
Women, women?
I agree. I think so too. I think so.
I think so.
Too much.
Like,
I think it depends.
like sex?
No,
not even sex.
Not even sex. I'm thinking like
bringing them in your space too quick,
like doing what they say, wifely thing.
But yeah,
let them come to your house too quick.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or even just time too.
Meeting your kids,
you know what I'm saying? Meeting
all
kids,
that.
all
Like
that.
Listen, now what the meeting the kids gets me. Like my daughter,
or just seeing them at all.
My daughter has only seen me with two men, her daddy and dude. But like I never
that's how my mama
that.
That's
like,
my
mama.
I've never been like
different
that.
Men
Yeah, around
your children.
Like the kids that met every man you didn't mess
yes,
with. You
do your
introduce them
stuff.
to your kids.
Uncle such and such.
I think that. I mean, that's abuse too to me to keep subjecting your children to that. Cause things happen to children. Things happen to children.
It's a lot of mentally things,
emotional, and sometimes physical. They get abused. sexually, all types of things. So,
and then that's why kids be growing up wanting to aspire to be the best drug dealer
or the best whore.
because they didn't have that too.
Best whore.
Little
Yeah,
pimp,
sip on
little
that.
rob them on
Listen,
the
this-
block.
Listen, it's going down tonight. It is ladies' night up in here, y'all. We are.
Okay.
Hey, again, let's do it. Kenecia,
We just keeping it real with the
Serita,
women.
Shay, Tay, and Vic. We are in
It'll be
here
funny if I pick them all.
tonight, okay?
I know,
Come on,
right?
Serita.
That's why I was like, let me
This is
see. I
something
gotta
we do.
feel.
This is
I ain't
for
want to
money.
pick one of
Like,
them.
great.
We should.
Okay. Acknowledging mental health issues and seeking the right help.
Yeah, I think that's big.
Mhm.
Cause I don't know how y'all feel about this, but I don't like when people do the whole, oh, I went ghost because I was going through this. I can't love you the same every time you keep doing that. I can't. I'm not going to do that.
You got
That's an
I'm one of
emotional
them.
roller coaster for your friends
I
and
am one
family
of
too.
them.
And I can't do that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, girl, now you want to talk every day because I don't know when you're gonna leave, so I rather not.
And that's the things you
Oh.
learn from people during the talking stage. Is
Look, I'm like,
how
oh, because nobody never told me. They just had
pay
problems.
attention to
We
that
never
kind
talked
of stuff.
about
You
it.
can't
I
ignore
never had
stuff
nobody
like
willing to
that.
Yeah,
talk
when
about
men,
it.
See? And
well, I ain't
that's
gonna say
what
men,
we
but
did.
when people
We
shut
was talking
down,
tonight.
I
Yeah,
can't
and
deal
that's
with
in
it.
any type of relationship. If you
Yeah.
can't face what's going on and have a conversation about your issue, that's
Friend, family,
you
relationship.
definitely have
whatever.
to talk
there's
about it.
no
I think
relationship without
I think talking about it
communication,
definitely helps because first of all, whether you're going through it or somebody else is going through, you never know what the help is because somebody else may be going through it also. And that little piece of information, like, oh my God, well, I'm going through it too, and then y'all can share
Mhm.
together. But even then, let's not talk about that. We talking about really going to get help. Because in the Black community, we love to be like, oh, I don't know. Listen, because I'm in therapy. And it's to save a couple of y'all. But therapy is really good. You know, in the Black community, we
is.
have it at, oh, I don't need to go. Definitely go.
I think it has
I agree.
picked up though in our community
Yeah.
because at first it was like, what?
Twice
No, we're
a
not
week,
going to
baby.
talk
I
to
ain't
tell
never.
nobody. I hear a lot of people talking about they have found therapists or they go to a therapy or they got this. So I think it's
And there's
picking
different
up.
different
I think it's
methods to
working.
therapy too. You can
True,
do support groups, you can do online, Zoom they do
Zooms,
now.
yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
convenient now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
It's so
personally I use
convenient.
BetterHelp, and I'm one of those people that I say if you are like in
Oh, I
my
be seeing it
field,
on
if
TikTok.
you're either like a coach or if you are a therapist, one of the questions I always say is ask them if they're also seeking, counseling and things as well too. Because
Who
if
the
you're going to
therapist?
someone, right?
Okay, yeah.
Because if you're going to someone and they're not, that's also a red flag.
Mm.
So
Oh,
that's
that's
something that
a
you
good
should ask your
point.
therapist. Like, hey, do you also go to some? Are you
Yeah, because
also
how are you
seeing?
taking all
Because how you
that
taking
in?
all
Exactly,
that
because you're
in?
taking
True.
too much
Smack
energy
her
and stuff
on
like
Tuesday, and
that.
if she
And
say
see,
no,
That's
so
the
it
ideal
out is your
person
number.
like me that has taken so much in, but ain't
Mhm.
dealt with my own
Oh,
issues.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you gotta be able to go ahead and make
Years
sure
of
that you're
taking
doing
in
healing.
other
So Rita, you
people's,
coaching? Are you
know,
doing therapy?
and
I
ain't
need a
dealing
number.
with your own.
I am a coach. So
Oh,
that's
you can drop it in the comments.
Yeah, I'll put that information in the comments definitely.
I love it.
But yeah, and forgot what else I was gonna say though too. Going back to what you were saying, dang, lost it. It'll come back.
Any more questions?
Any
Oh,
questions
somebody
about
had a question. Ladies, can you talk to your audience about the?
Oh wait a minute, I just
Talk
remembered.
about what?
Okay. I was gonna say that also though, you have to make sure that you have a safe space in order to be able to communicate though too. Because sometimes if you don't feel like you're in a safe space to communicate, regardless if that's friend, family, or whatever, you might be going ghost
That's what
because
it
you
be.
can't talk to that person and
That's
say,
definitely
hey,
what it be.
and a lot of times too, when you're going to therapy and things like that, I hate to say it, but oftentimes you're going because of the people around you that aren't taking care of their shit themselves.
Yeah.
So now you're trying to get your coping skills and mechanisms together so you can have your boundaries and things like that. So then that way you can go ahead and move throughout your life,
True.
but they're still stuck in what they're doing. And that's not even bashing a man. That's just people in general.
That's the next podcast. Boundaries.
Oh, we
Yeah.
Oh.
And watching
That
out
one.
with trauma bonding too. Cause
Because
that's
think
another
about it,
thing.
accountability.
no, that's
boundaries,
yeah. We
respect.
next.
That need
No,
to be
when
the
we
next
when
one.
we when we
Do that in a second.
we got more.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Bring me
we
on.
got
I'm
time.
just saying.
I like that.
Oh, often. So first of all, y'all, I need glasses, so I'm gonna hold myself accountable for that. Oftentimes, people leave or isolate because they don't want to transfer the negativity. Let's do that in two parts. So I get that, but I think it's a proper way to leave too when you respect and love people. Like you can't just disappear to me. The whole ghost thing, not answer the phone, people don't know how you doing, like wellness checks not being, answered. That's not okay. And that's that's bringing negativity to me. If every time we got to keep looking for you, now I'm stressed out, I'm drained, and yeah.
Yeah, I've had that experience where I'll just say to people, I'm like, hey, if you just put an emoji up, if I send you something,
Yeah.
I just need an emoji.
Yeah.
Thumbs up, thumbs down,
Yeah.
and just let me know that you're alive, and that's all I need from
But Crystal, that's a good one though.
Mhm.
And she said some are just talking to God and they choose to deal with it alone and drown out the noise. But also, I think when you come back, Check your surroundings. Oh yeah, hopefully it's short term.
More short term than what you're saying about going ghost for days and you got to look for them and all that.
Well, no, even for me, if I talk to you every day,
and then it just be a gap.
I hate to say this, but sometimes women allow things within their relationships to spiral out of control, like the whole me and my man into it. So now I'm finna just
be mad at everybody.
Yeah,
I do not like.
Listen, my family know they got 3 days.
Projecting.
You have 3 days. You don't answer me. I'm pulling up on you. I don't care because I don't even play them type of games. There's too much stuff going on out here. You got 3 days to not answer me, and I'm pulling up on you. Yeah.
Yeah, he said he thinks everyone in Milwaukee is dated should try therapy.
I don't date in Milwaukee.
I'm glad I ain't dating.
Yeah.
No therapy for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to need to recycle.
Ain't nobody's son stressing me out.
But don't be too excited about that. Get yourself together and get you a
I'm
man.
happy to single.
I got a man that's not my man. That's my man.
Oh my God,
he's not in Milwaukee.
I got a man. I got a son.
They're toxic.
He's running me to run and shit. My son running me to run. As right now, yeah, I'm comfortable. Like I like having my own space. I don't want to talk to you too much.
You got a little
I want to tell you what I don't.
Listen,
No,
that's And he better not with nobody else. Look, he on here. Hey, baby.
That's an accountability conversation when y'all do that.
Hey, baby.
Because the whole, I don't want to be in a relationship. I'm comfortable, but I do want to And then when he wants to with somebody else, now you mad. That's not fair.
He better not
See, that's not fair.
You better vocalize your Don't play with it.
Because do yeahs have boundaries and stuff, or is it just like you just doing that thing?
If you establish it, but you gotta hope they want what you want.
Everything gotta have a little couple of little boundaries. We gotta feel.
I just wonder if you okay. So okay, being
I need a dating
like,
class.
what do you don't know? That's what I was wondering.
She got somebody that you know what I'm saying. She got somebody.
Yeah,
I ain't been having
no.
We ain't got nobody.
I ain't got no.
You ain't got that.
For how long?
Oh yeah, that's a good one, Kiki.
It'll
that's
be,
a good one. She said
communicate
when you need to go ghost and take some time
with me. I don't need all that. It's just I don't need all that. I don't. I have my time.
Why does it have to be all that? What do you mean? It's all that. It's too
Girl, explain it to me.
I can't wondering.
So are you basically trying to ask her if she has toys and stuff like that to be able to go ahead and take her things, or are you going a different direction?
I'm in the same boat as you. I don't care about sex.
That's definitely not what I'm on as far as that part. It's just that how comfortable are you with not having somebody? Like I've been single for a long time, but I want somebody.
Yeah,
I want my person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say.
I mean, I think about it, but I'm not in the
so
I'm not in a rush to just jump into anything. You know, like I want to take. I want it to be
here and say I'm comfortable with being single.
Yeah, I'm with Shay.
I'm definitely not in a rush. I'm definitely being picky as fuck. You know.
I think I don't know. I guess I'm comfortable. I just I don't know.
I agree. I think it's all about finding your person, and if it's not, because I think our thing is we just don't want to settle. Like I'm just not going to settle. So it's
right.
No, it's not a settle. It's not a settle. She's saying
had it. It's just like it exists, so it's not necessarily a rush to
we all on the same page.
But I think as women, like being realistic with your future goals and like who aligns with you. Because speaking that out loud, like I'm comfortable, I'm good like this. Like, are you really though?
Right.
I mean, I guess when I lay down, probably before I go to bed, I probably think like, oh, if somebody's here holding me, it might be fine. But
I'm so busy.
I'm not like
that. Ain't even what I think about. I be feeling like when people say it's like a defense mechanism.
Like
I'm cool because I don't have it. But I'm cool with it. So it's not a problem. That's your way of accepting the fact that you're single. Is to say that I'm okay with it. Like you really don't like your job, but I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna rock the boat. Yeah.
No, I guess I'm okay. I ain't gonna lie. It's not a cover up. It's not a. My kids are 13 and 15 right now. I feel like this is the most time that they need my attention.
Right, so
I don't really need that distraction because it's gonna be a distraction. I'm gonna be like, oh, I want to be loved up and all this.
So you focus on your kids.
My kids are at an age where they really need my time. They need my mental. They need me to be clear-headed to give them what they need. I need to lie.
And if somebody comes along in the midst of that, that's great. And if they don't, that's great too.
But they need to understand that. That's where I'm at.
Okay. Cool.
Go ahead and go to the bag, Shay.
Well, the bag.
She got it.
Being unsupportive with family and friends.
So holding each other, holding other women.
Your friends and family not being supportive.
I think like in black families, black women, I think it's important for us to hold things together in the family unit. And when we do the whole, she not talking to her, or she just like that, or she not, and like enabling them to continue to do that. At what point does anybody step in? Like, hey, we family. You know what I mean? We don't get a lot of that these days.
But also too, defining what your support is, because I think that's another issue too, where people aren't actually defining what type of support they need.
Well, I can just say in the family spectrum, like when you're family, you should be family, and there shouldn't be any cutoffs, any divisions, any special people, any this. Oh, I only go to this family member house when they doing stuff, but I don't go when the other people go. Or I'm calling to ask which cousins over there because I ain't gonna go if they over there. Like, at what point do that stop?
It doesn't.
It's a lot of that.
And that's
it's
me.
a lot of
Listen,
that. And
I got 2 cousins on each side, and that's it. And that's all. I do love my family, but I think the dynamic of family is totally different now. You have people,
for black families.
I absolutely agree. I think people allow outside people to come in and intervene too much, and that's the issue that I personally have. I'm gonna just go ahead and put it because I don't even care if they watch it.
I knew it.
You can't let outside people come and dictate what goes on with your family. I love my brother to death, but I haven't talked to my brother, and I don't talk to my brother because I don't like his BM. Don't like her, ain't never liked her. So my thing is, at the end of the day, regardless of what it is, we are siblings. I cannot like her, but at the end of the day, I'm still your sister. So it should be like, well, all right, we all don't like each other too, but the respect should be there. You're not gonna disrespect my sister, you're not, but you can't. People just be siding with other people.
Do you still support him though?
Exactly.
Absolutely
if he
not.
Have an event,
you said not.
Well, absolutely.
Listen, if he have a new baby or a baby shower or something, are you going to support that event?
Absolutely.
How supportive are you to him still that y'all don't talk?
I love my brother to death. Nothing will ever change the way that I love my brother. But I won't, and I ain't never gonna like her because some people just ain't it. But if that's what my brother chooses, that's what he chooses. But you ain't gonna force me to like somebody. I'm consistent. See, the rest of the family, yes, I'm putting y'all on blast. They're not consistent. Because you talking that shit.
When they come around, it's all cool.
But you fugazi with it. I'm consistent. Ain't like her, ain't gonna like her. Girl, don't speak to me when you see me. I can coexist, but stop playing with me, oh. Don't speak to me when you see me. Stay over there.
That's my face. Don't play my face.
I'm over here. But the problem is they want me to fake. I ain't faking.
I'm talking about family and friends. So I get what you're saying.
Support too.
Yeah. So no, I get that.
But that doesn't stop my support and my love for my brother. I love my brother, but at the end of the day, you ain't gonna make me like somebody. That's just like if my brother and my dude ain't get along, I'm be like, y'all don't get along, but you ain't gonna disrespect my brother though.
Facts.
Like that's what it is. Stay in your lane, because your lane is here. His lane is
because I think it would cause friction in your relationship anyways if they disrespecting your family.
You can't disrespect your brother. Can your brother disrespect your man?
No, it's you still gotta have your
both.
Yeah, you still gotta have your boundaries in it, but you gotta stand in it. But you can't be one-sided.
Tough.
You see what I'm saying? Like you can't be one-sided. Like it's a certain way, But I think that's what it is nowadays. I think the loyalties is excused, and people allow other people to come in. Like people. It's nothing like friends turning into family because that's what it is. Sometimes friends end up being more than
what family ever been.
But when you allow the friends to slide over and disrespect your family, that's what I got a problem with.
I agree. Lord, what time is it?
You said we got time for that.
This is the last one.
We going tonight. It's late tonight.
Women,
I usually be ready to go.
This is done. Using their child to control him, the man, or the baby daddy.
Nice.
What a great last one. Look at God.
I didn't read all of mine down there.
We did. I didn't shake up Will.
I really never did that, so I don't understand women who do that because at the end of the day, it's not a win for you. as the children to continue to grow up and then you continue to be that way, it's going to come out and it's not going to benefit you at all. It always has to be about the child, regardless of how you feel about him. If he is making, well, let me say this, if he's making the effort to be there for his child, if he's making the effort and he's doing all the things that he needs to do and you standing in the way, it's not going to work out for you, sis.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So I'm going to come from a different side because in my situation, I'm not male bashing, but I'll just say that mine was the opposite, where my children were being used against me. And so therefore having to go ahead and kind of heal those particular issues and work through it. And it was, you know, some pettiness on both sides. So of course, you know, that was something that initially when we first were going through our divorce, but you know, we were able to go ahead and work through that. But it's one of those things where it's like, I definitely am. I'm like what you said. I'm like, I don't agree with that. Like you can't use kids as pawns because that's all that's going to end up doing is now you're messing up now this child because this child thinks that now this is okay. And so you're pretty much setting this precedence in your family that now you can go ahead and do that and think that's cool. So no.
Or people like when they get into it and then they put kids in the middle of it, like women get into it and then like,
friendships
don't speak to her no more. Don't like that's
I would never do that with my daughter.
It's a kid, but people do it a lot. And it's weird. It's really weird because kids really don't know what's going on because kids not really sitting up there paying attention to what it is that's the problem.
Well, I think that's what makes a lot of these kids feel like they adults out here.
True.
Because you put them in, you make them your friend, you put them in all your business, your relationship business, everything. A woman can't put a child in their parents' business. Exactly.
That's true.
They're doing too much adult stuff. Yeah. Because they think now I'm mad at her. I'm mad at her too. And look at her Facebook. Now they doing too much.
Be disrespectful to the person and doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing. You need to stay in the child's place. And I had to tell somebody that one time. They was like, don't speak. I'm like, you don't put a kid in.
Yeah.
And
that's why I wasn't go to your room. That's why I was such thing as stay out of grown folks' face.
Yeah. My mom didn't play that shit. You couldn't do that.
But my son was definitely used against me during the divorce and everything. So I definitely felt that like literally on child support and everything. Like I was the one. It was the opposite for me. I went through it back and forth to court trying to make it right for my son. And it's like my son, like you said, they end up getting older and he pretty much hates them. Because he saw all that. He saw him try to turn him against me. He saw everything he tried to do to destroy our relationship. You know, he saw all that. And now he begging my son, you know, for understanding and stuff. But I'm like, it's too late. You can let him see.
But that was good that he got to see it for himself versus you trying to push it on.
I never did. I never talked to
your daddy.
Never did.
Like, no, I let them see that for themselves.
We were a family at one time. So, you know, them type of bonds, no matter the time or space in between, they usually keep those bonds no matter what. So he loves his dad to death because we were there as a family. But now
he don't play about his mama.
He don't play about his mama.
Like what?
You know what I'm saying? And he saw that, and then he saw how he treated other women too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
they reap what they sow when they act.
So
they do.
Having the hardest time with a relationship with them right now.
As hard as it is, as hard as, you know, as parents or even vice versa, both sides, you always have to let the children see for themselves.
Definitely.
Because once they see for themselves, then that's because it's not you telling them. It's not once they see it for themselves, then they can be like, oh, okay. Because 9 times out of 10, you be right anyway.
Yeah.
And that's on both sides. Like whatever's going on, once the children see, but
I think I'm sorry. But I think that's accountability amongst women too, right? When you hear your friend, I mean, I didn't hear a couple of my friends go there with it. I ain't gonna let the kids go. Hold on, wait a minute.
Why? Yeah.
Kids ain't got nothing to do with that.
I said that. I always say that's
take
his family.
your break.
Or when they
take your break.
Or when they get in a relationship, now she acting like she ain't mad about that, but she mad about that. Like, come on now, you can't do that.
Hey, let's talk about when they do that and they get with somebody else and they trying to force the new person to take the place of the men that's already there.
That should never happen.
That's crazy.
That should never happen.
Because you so mad that you're trying to force your kids on somebody else.
Yeah, but then you got the women who
just
get so mad when another
man listen
into the picture.
It's a lot of listen.
Yeah, they do.
I done
been through that.
Y'all
done came into the picture and
they had these friends.
They can't take it.
They did, man.
You can be the best. then they know you good for their kid. Like it could be nobody else they even show their child no attention whatsoever.
Because I only have one daughter. So growing up, if I dated a man that, I've only been around one guy with his daughter. And that made me stop wanting to be around people's children. From those situations because of how the mothers act. I don't even want to do that. If I don't see that there's boundaries established, I ain't even getting into that.
Right.
Pretty much.
And ladies, let's stop co-signing the fuckery. I mean, there's a lot of women out there, their friends be doing stuff. If you go, first of all, if you're gonna be silent, then be silent. I'd rather you be silent than co-sign the fuckery. It's a lot of women out here that be co-signing fuckery with their friends and different things that they do, and it's crazy. I'm always gonna tell now. I'm gonna rock with you. 10 toes down, you rocking, I'm rolling. But if you dead ass wrong, I'm gonna tell you dead ass wrong.
True. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we not real friends if I can't tell you, hey, that was kind of what you did.
Right.
Now listen, I'm with you.
Yeah.
But that was some bullshit.
Right.
And
no, I actually ain't even with you because I'm too old to be being put in situations too.
Exactly.
Like where you compromising my integrity. Like people, I know this has been a big one. People sleeping with people. Husbands and all that, I don't get down with all that. I don't want to be a part of that. Don't put me in that because they're gonna think I do that shit too, and you wrong for that.
Birds of a
you
feather
wrong for
flock
that.
Together.
Yeah, now you compromising my integrity. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be with nobody's boyfriend or none of that shit. I don't care what nobody be talking about.
You cheating on your husband and you didn't brought the cheat to our house. No,
because men do that. They'll judge you.
Yeah,
like that friend. I saw her. So if you doing it, you got
know that with a lot of stuff.
If you gonna cheat, girl, cheat. Don't bring the dude over here though. Especially if I know your husband, we not doing.
Don't bring that shit to my door. Don't bring that shit to my door.
And then your guy see that. Now you got a problem with your guy.
And he looking at me like,
this what your people do.
This what y'all be out here doing. That's what y'all be out here. Yeah, no, I'm good.
You definitely got to take control of your circle and what you bring around you. That's energy, everything. Whether it's something during the day for lunch, brunch, or at night partying, or business, taking care of business, trips. You better control that shit.
Yeah. Be cautious.
Hell yeah, because these folks is different. I hang with my best friend more than any family member. My friend has supported me more than any family member. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Have ever. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't what it's always about.
Yeah, I be by myself.
And I be by myself too, because mine left,
I be by myself a lot now. No, actually I found myself in different groups.
That's
I
me
find myself
too.
in different groups.
But that's because you're who you are. You can hang with so many different people. I'm by myself, but I could definitely go and hang with y'all.
Yeah.
That's why I say if I wanted to have a group, it can happen.
Yeah, but because I had to get out of that, trying to make sure my friends did everything with me. Because that ain't always it.
Yeah, because stop you. It slow you down.
You're missing out on experiences that should be happening.
That's why I be like, I'm just gonna go.
In different ways that you can collaborate.
Because I've been opening up to try to understand people more, women more. Yeah. I've been opening up to that because a lot of women.
That's so hard because women so competitive towards each other. It's so sick.
Been through though.
No, that's what I'm saying. Every time I talk to a guy,
it's just so.
Every time I talk to a guy, I'm always that person. Like you don't know what that person been through. It's a lot of women been raped. It's a lot of women that's been abused by their parents.
And then when you have that stuff going on, some people handle it differently.
Different.
We can all have went through all of that, but we're all handling it differently. Everybody is not strong.
Being compassionate.
You have to work. You have to be compassionate to that. Just because you feel like you're so strong to what you went through, you can't downplay that person that went through the same thing.
I've definitely.
She's not as strong. You're not as strong as me.
I've definitely.
Me and my brother went through the same thing as far as with my mom. You know what I'm saying? Being in the streets when we were young. He's older than me. He's fucked up still with that shit. Me, I may not be good, but I feel like I'm good. I do need therapy. I've just figured that out recently that I do. Somebody made me see it in a different way once I put my son in therapy. So his therapist made it, once he was hearing stuff, he like, shit, you need therapy too. You know,
but at least you acknowledge that though, because a lot of people don't even acknowledge that they need it. Yeah. So that's the first. So that's the first
step. Brought
step.
some things to life. You know what I'm saying? So everybody is just, you have to respect people's differences and different opinions.
And the times too, because everything don't come when you want it to. That's true. It's a different time.
That's true. I have to work on that because I felt like I was so strong and I didn't want people around me to be messed up, right? So I would try. I guess I was trying to convince people to be happy, convince you to not go through
So
things.
was it like toxic positivity?
Yeah.
Was it you looking strong or you not trying not to look weak?
No, I feel like I'm strong enough, and I want you to be strong enough too if you're going to be around me. And I don't want you, I hate problems, so I don't want you to be a problem.
But do you think you're the way that you think you're being strong is the best way though?
No, I said that's something I have to work. I have to figure that part out.
For her
so I have to create boundaries. I have to create boundaries too though, because I don't want those type of friends that feels like it's okay to just dump on your friend all the time. Definitely. You know what I mean? And then they run off when they got all this good stuff going on.
True.
So I was like, say I just need to figure. You need to figure that part out. You know what I mean?
Am I a dumper?
No, some people just call you when they got stuff going on. They don't call you when the happy stuff.
But the way to interrupt that is to say, okay, first of all, like when you're calling, like, hey, do you have space for me to talk about this?
Yeah.
Because in that way you can go ahead and establish that. You can't just come on and just start dumping on people, because then that's where you're not, allowing your own
a lot of people do that, and then it makes me. I was talking about this on a different podcast I was on. That makes me not want to share my happy stuff.
True.
So I'm like, I try to find some type of joy every day.
For me,
even with men though. I feel like even dating with men, it's like.
Me too. I don't want to be the person, like, if you don't call me with nothing good. I got a friend, yes, I'm calling you out, but not necessarily. She don't never call with nothing good.
Yeah, like, it'd be like, you don't got nothing happen?
You don't have nothing, and on the outside looking in, it looks good, but she always call with the negative, and I don't even ask her.
As I got older, I tend to want to be around positive people. Like, I want to hear positive shit.
You have to, because
I have to switch up.
It takes away from you.
For real,
it does. Like people,
I want to be around people who doing better than me, who got more than me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I want to be around them type of people. I can't.
And also, the mind is so powerful. Like, we don't even appreciate you start to think and be down and feeling down and all that. Like, that's how it is. That's how your day starts. But if you start on a positive note and thinking,
you have to take control.
That it really does go like that. If you like, oh, it's gonna be a good day, and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and you get it going, like, that's how your day goes. But if you start out already in a negative space, the day is gonna be messed up. I know, because I didn't test it before.
I really make it. Your day is what you make it. I'll tell anybody
that. Truly,
I feel like I even tell my friends, like, hey, I'm not in a good place to give you good advice. You know what I mean? I'm not in a good place to do that for you. And I don't want to. I'm sorry, friend. I'm just not there. You know what I mean?
Listen to space today. If you need to vent, I can listen, but I can't.
My brother's wife is like that. Well, she'll ask me for advice, and I'd be like, you know what? I wouldn't be good for this. You have to be honest with people and just not tell them what you feel like they want to hear.
I'm not good for
You have to be honest with your feedback and advice. With
I just got there, though. As I got older, like, hey, friend, I'm not good for you. Maybe in the last 2-3 years, even with me going through so much with my daughter, I felt like they were still bringing me stuff. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, do I get to?
Right.
Do I get to? My daughter head bust open today. This nigga, like, what?
That's one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be our last one for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so we love talking to y'all and things like that, but we about to wrap it up. But with this last one, I think this is so important, and it's probably gonna take us in a little bit, because I know all the ladies have a.
So what's the positive?
Wait to go.
I have something to say about
that comment out of here.
I do. So let me go ahead and get it out, because listen, some of y'all
get started.
It's definitely about accountability and people thinking that they more than they is. So here we go. Why do women expect things from men that they are not willing to give? Let's go.
Wait, say it one more time for me. So
I'll say it.
Say it one more time.
I said it all clear.
Make sure we.
No, this was a good one. I figured this was a close. I think this was a great closer. Why? Because this is definitely the world that we living in. Wow, the Megans, the Stallions, and all these other Caricias and everybody that's getting peed on.
Not peed on.
Listen, why do women expect things from men that they are not willing to give?
Because they were raised that way. That's
Let's go.
all they know.
Start. Come on, Kenecia.
They were raised that way.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, we'll
know.
go this way and go around.
I feel like you only can do. I feel like you only can do what you know. The way we are is learned behaviors. Everything we do is a learned behavior.
Is
go
it
off
though?
Of what we see, and you choose. Just like with these kids, you can raise. You know, it is very good families with kids out there raising habits.
Oh, it is.
You know what I'm saying?
You done did your part.
You didn't did your part.
But they so determined. No,
you know, on what they want to do.
You know what I said that I'll never say again? I would
do.
never say it's the parents' fault ever again. I've learned my lesson.
Yes,
because I have seen good parents try to get their kids all, put them in the right positions, put them in the right spaces, around the right people. And that once that kid got to be around that person that looked like they was much more freer, or they getting the best stuff, or they getting the most girls, you know, it'd be all type of stuff. It look good to them and they want that.
But then that goes back to them actually learning how to love themselves, because sometimes as parents, we might be giving them, like, we might have the quote unquote, you know, I want to give my kids more than what I had type of mentality. True. But that's not giving them the love and the actual support that they need, because oftentimes they're just lashing out because they're not getting the love that they need.
Because we're so busy providing that we're not parenting.
True.
So
Come on now.
When do you hold your friends accountable for that type of behavior, like allowing their children to not blaming the parents, but
tell nobody how to raise it.
You can't tell them, but you can say, friend, hey,
listen, that's your answer.
No, I'm saying like
no, that's
let
me tell you, that's a good question, because I have a friend
like, if you go out too much and your kid
not grasp the concept that what her child is doing, she's allowed.
I don't think it's judging, but friend, how is your kid?
But is she allowing because she feels as though that, because you know what a lot of times I feel like people are going through the daddy ain't there, the grandma ain't there, like they don't have no village. So let's talk about that. They don't have no village, right?
So if you don't got a village, why you at the club?
Oh, what if you got the village, but you allowing the village to run it instead of you being the parent of your child?
Get some class.
Because that's another thing too. Because I feel like back to my friend said, because they'll call my mama and tell my mama, like, what you mean? You shouldn't be calling nobody, tell nobody nothing going on in my house. Listen, my mama didn't play none of that. We couldn't talk. We couldn't tell. When my
you better not. What goes on in this house, stay in our house. That's our generation.
So I never understood that part.
But when you're not at your own house and somebody, like she said, raising you, your grandma and them, your auntie them, how is it going on?
No, but what if you is this person that I know, they have their own everything. But when something go on, when she gone, her kids, they'll call her grandmother and her mother. Like, what you mean?
But that goes back
Why
to
are calling anybody?
Too busy providing and not parenting.
I told her that. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Some things you can tell these friends, and you can tell these people
think
and they don't.
The greatest is
and they don't.
But when I say tell them, that's what I'm saying. So when I say tell them, I mean like, friend, I know you said that your baby had a problem in English. They got a tutor, you know, or how was parent-teacher conference, or just kind of like, you know, not saying do this, but encouraging them to do the right thing.
See, maybe that's my problem. I don't know how to,
because
I don't know how to make it look like sprinkles.
So this is what
I know how to be like.
So I have that friend.
Get on it.
You know what I'm saying? If she be mad at me, and I don't really care, she's so busy because all her kids is in the latest and greatest, and that's her thing. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, but what does that mean? Because he failing though, like he got Jordans.
He the flyest dummy. He the flyest dummy in the class.
He the flyest
dummy in the class.
Dummy with your
and then got nerve to treat little girls wrong. Because you know what I'm saying, typically them type of kids like that, that's all fashionable. They all into the girls. You know, they got the girls.
So, but to me, I don't even go into the kids. I'm going to the parents with your smart dumb ass. You so busy.
I thought we were.
I said parenting.
I know.
This is women.
Yeah.
I know. That's what you mean.
I
wasn't talking about men.
Nah. You so busy providing that you ain't parenting. Like your kids is going. You ain't worried about where they at, who they with. But you just like all the new Jordans came out. Girl, he failing.
Got every color.
He can't spell Jordan.
Every color.
That's my point. At what point do women hold their friends accountable for things like that?
So we do, but let's talk about
but what if they don't?
And that's why these kids are where they at now, because you can't say nothing.
You can't say nothing to them. You show can't.
You show can't.
Of course it is. We didn't go through that. Should be able to tell you something. Your principal,
like we were raised our whole block. Everybody on the block was able to say something to every kid outside.
It's like they say, don't talk to my child like that. But if you're not there to discipline your child, or you didn't put that there about your child disrespecting adults in general, that you gonna get it's gonna be problems. Like I tell my kids, don't talk to no adult. You come and get me. That's what I don't even
play them games.
I can handle a dog. I can talk to an adult, but you don't disrespect no adult.
Well, my baby grown now, so
I'm like, you're not gonna never win with an adult. I said, I'll go back and forth with them.
Yeah.
Tell your mom that your
come
mom
in and I can handle that.
That's not nothing you're gonna win. So
but then on the flip side of that though too, there are a lot of emotionally immature parents, and so therefore they can't have those
adults
right, and they can't do that.
Adults in general.
Yeah, because to me too, some of the moms don't address things because of what they do at home in private. So I had all these niggas at the house. I wasn't at the house to make sure the homework was done. I wasn't. Yeah, go ahead.
Been there in a couple days.
Yeah.
So Warren
put my man's house, right?
Shout out to Warren watching from wherever he at. He put some parents think that their kids' appearance defines if they have a good parent or not.
And that is so true.
That is
so true.
Well, I think that's because a lot of, again, your friends and family gassing you up to feel like that. Because if you know that person failing, why are we so excited?
I don't even think it's about that. I think it's a societal thing.
Yeah.
If I look like I got it, this is the problem. But this is what the wisdom part come in at. Broke people look expensive. Period.
Yeah.
Rich people don't walk around looking expensive.
Right.
They don't care. They're shopping in the clearance. They shopping here. They ain't even trying to keep up with shoes. They shoes might be even.
So let's take a look. Hold on.
Like,
well, I ain't gonna say that because the t-shirt is $500 and them Kohans is $250. But you don't know because it's simple.
Yeah.
Because
True.
because they do like. Rich people still going to get their shit.
Yeah, they still get. But they don't gotta be loud. Or they put their money into
loud.
Things that's getting their money back.
Yeah, they don't gotta be loud with us. We gotta be loud. We got this big ass chain on. They got all our kids.
Right.
Got your whole life savings on your neck. Yeah, that's not cool.
With a chain, then you got 4 of them.
But then that's the financial education.
Yeah,
though.
That's
society.
But that's what I'm saying. Having the right people around you as women, as just as a whole, collectively. Yeah, like, hey, girl, like, hey, we doing this over here. Like, and another thing too, Black women holding back good things that you could be sharing with your friends, resources and things like that. Yeah, there are financial classes. Like, hey, girl, it was free. You busy on Saturday? Let's have a date. Let's all have a financial literacy.
Or I'm good for having links to stuff. Like if I have a link for something, I'm like, here go the link.
All the time,
right?
Especially on my Facebook page.
Please request me. I need all the resources.
I share resources because you never know who it can help. You never know.
Oh, we talked about that. Like how she and I just met, right? And we have been able to have those type of conversations. Like, what you got going on? Oh, let me see. I think I got woo-woo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it should be like that with women all the time.
Women that I've met that have been more
assets,
influential,
gems,
all of that, then
informational
for years. You know?
Yeah. So that's a big
okay.
one.
So back to the question. Why do women expect things
right
that from men that they not willing to give?
Not even just that. To add to that, why do you expect more from your friends than you do your man?
That's not the question.
Oh, I want to know that one too. No, maybe that's another topic.
That's a round table. Let's go.
Is it selfish?
Absolutely,
Does it fall
I think
under
it
a
is.
selfish category?
I think it does definitely falls, but also I think it falls in that insecure category because women are good for like I need a man, or he need to be 6'4", he need to be 6 figures, he need to da. But first of all, you work at Aldi's. You barely graduated from high school. You don't got no degree. You got 4 kids.
So should she be looking for somebody less than her?
Not less than her, but here's my thing: you don't even check off the boxes that you're requesting. That's accountability.
Right.
I don't give a damn if you cook a mean steak. I'm tired of women having all of these high standards and you don't meet your own standards. First of all, meet your own standards. But I need to go to the coach. Come on, coach.
That's why I had to write it down real quick. It's deflection and not wanting to work on yourself.
True.
So when you're deflecting, you're going to go ahead and be like, hey, you got to have 6 figures, you got to have this, and you got to have that. And it's like, well, hold on. Just like you said, how can you ask somebody for something that you can't even provide for yourself? Because you need to be able to go ahead and take care of yourself first before you even go out. And a lot of times people are looking for relationships when they need to actually have a relationship with self first. And when they don't have their relationship with their self first, then they're trying to go ahead and get out.
Sometimes you don't align. I thought because I'm all into the entrepreneurship, right? So the entrepreneur world. So I thought that I needed somebody that was like that too. That's not true. That's the most dumbest thing I could have ever thought. No, because they can't be as supportive or, attentive as I would want a man to be.
It can be, and that's not a dumb thought because you're just looking.
No, it can be. I tried that. It didn't work.
It can be. It's just you have to find somebody.
Yeah.
No, like sometimes I think that's when you fall into that competitive stuff. And
see, that's another thing. How do you let one person say, like, how you just wrote that off? Like, that's not the same person for you just because of one person didn't work out.
No. I'm saying that I think I should try something. No, I don't.
This is my favorite line. Y'all ready?
No, because I'm not done. No, I don't think that.
I don't say it though. Come on. Don't say that stuff.
I really don't think I want a man that's like full entrepreneur like me. Not just like me. I don't want that.
So here's my thought, and y'all tell me if this is true or not. Y'all ready? Either you're going to be patient with a boss, or you're gonna babysit a bum.
I don't have to have a bum.
That's he ain't gotta be a bum, but he might up it in other areas. Think of back to preference and
no.
Okay.
Nowadays you either because our standards, we be having these high standards and we all want a boss. Let's come on now, ladies. We want a boss.
What does boss mean to you?
We want the
CEO of the company.
No, I don't. See, I
what if you're the CEO?
I want to work-life balance.
It is a lot. It's a lot.
I want to work.
But every woman do want the top man that we think is the man, regardless in whatever area he's doing it. If he's a drug dealer, they want the kingpin man. They want.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't want that.
Boss says everything.
You don't want that.
Nobody wants the bum. We don't.
No, I don't consider it a bum if you go to work 9 to 5 and be off on weekends. I want to work-life balance.
A boss. So my
women want the man with the power.
You want the man.
I want to work-life balance.
You know what I'm saying? I got it, but nobody wants the bum. Well, 9 times the bum be the one with the best sex, but that's a whole other conversation.
Got a woman.
But
the bums always had the best sex.
Okay, thank you all for tuning in tonight.
You gotta be
patient. How did we get here?
It's busy. Me, I ain't gonna even lie. I don't care about your busy. You better figure it out.
She on a whole nother page.
You better figure it out.
This was great tonight. We're out.
It was amazing. All right, y'all. So we here every Thursday. Come check.
No, I want to tell them about next week. I'm so excited.
Is we out or not? Tay? Listen,
Lala said, "Is that like crying in a mansion or a park line?"
Next week. So next week it'll be the same setup, but it'll be with all guys. So Derek and Warren will be hosting that, and they'll follow the same rules of engagement. No women bashing and no blaming women
bashing,
and it's gonna be amazing. So make sure y'all tap into that.
Tap in. And we're gonna end it on a positive note. I want everybody.
Because I want to see y'all too. So August 5th, hopefully y'all can come out and help pass out these hot dog meals with me. Or donate or whatnot, but I'll make sure it's on my post.
Oh yeah, did you get everything? Because I was going.
No, I haven't gotten anything yet. And also August 5th at Estherbrook Park, there's going to be some hair braiding, free hair braiding, and then also haircuts. So that's going to be from 10 to 12. Huh?
Can I plug a couple things real quick too?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, we are actually TDR is going to be having the kickback and also the vendor event on July 29th. So that's going to be next Saturday. Then also Calm Wellness is going to be having their open house, which is going to be on Sunday, July 30th as well too. Myself personally, if you guys are starting to get used to the voice, I'm also on Jammin' 98.3. That's what she said. So you can go ahead and definitely hear me on there. Also too, in the process of releasing my own program, because I'm also, yes, I'm a life coach, but I'm a chronic pain coach as well and a wellness consultant. And so I do have have my course coming out, which is called the Alleviation Agenda. So it is an intro to holistic pain management, and it's an 8-week course. So I do work with our people, which are people of color. So if you are dealing with a chronic pain or chronic condition, please go ahead and reach out so we can go ahead and talk about it.
All right. So that's all we got for tonight. And Vicky's going to end us on a more positive note, because I think we had an amazing show.
Positive.
I think tonight was amazing, but the biggest thing that I want us to do, and this is what we're going to do every show, we definitely want to end it on a positive. No, every show.
We always do, don't we?
No, we don't. But we're going to end it on a positive note. Listen, hey, y'all be safe. Y'all take care. And like Russell Simmons said, hey, God bless and good night. And we out. Yo!